Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. This is going to be another in my series of DC versus Marvel battles. And I'm going to be looking at two characters that are kind of similar in terms of their popularity, in terms of their potential, and in terms of the time period that they came out. Um, these are two books that are, really iconic characters from DC and Marvel. They're they're not quite similar in terms of maybe their types of abilities and stuff, but they are very similar in terms of their tier within the DC and Marvel universes. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my two books and let's see how the battle goes. So this is going to be actually round one. I'm actually going to be making another video with the same two characters. So round one is Showcase number 22. This is the first appearance of Hal Jordan, which is the Silver Age Green Lantern. So, kind of a major DC character. And this is from 1959. So pretty old book, pretty major key for DC. And highly sought after book. Very, very popular book. Equivalent would be, I believe, this one. This is Tales of Suspense 39, which is the first appearance of Iron Man. So another, like one of these kind of, originally a B tier character, like for Marvel, and just has, through the movies, has really become a very popular character for Marvel. And this is just a really iconic character for Marvel. And this came out in 1963. So a little bit later than the DC book, but it's just one that people seek. So these are kind of, I do believe that this is kind of a fair comparison between two major DC and Marvel characters. So let's get into the numbers and see which character will reign supreme in this contest. So the first one is Showcase 22. So again, it's from, I'm going to be looking at a 3.0 grade, which just happens to be the grade that I have. And that will make the comparison between them fairly fair. So this book, again, 1960 that it came out. 1959 that it came out. And it there is 1,177 of these on the census. So fairly rare book, considering the popularity of it and how many people try to seek for it. It's pretty rare. In this 3.0 grade, it sells for usually around $2,900. That's the fair market value for this book. I have a feeling that's a little bit low, actually. I think the fair market value might be something higher than that in the future. I think it's one of those books that's ready to climb. So, but the fair market value is $2,900. Now, in the 3.0 grade, there's 155 of these on the census. So that's Showcase 22. Those are the stats behind it. Now let's compare that to the stats behind Tales of Suspense. So Tales of Suspense, we have 2,426 of these on the census. So a little bit more than almost 2.5 times more than the Green Lantern book. So this is a more common book. In this grade, not in this grade, but in a 3.0 grade, this book, there is 221 of these on the census, almost a little bit less than double than the Showcase. So basically double on both stats. So this is a much more common book to find. But the Green Lantern book sold for $2,900. What does this sell for? Well, this in a 3.0 would sell for $9,500. So roughly a little bit more than 3 times as much. So again, Marvel is kicking butt. It is the, it has the value. It just, Marvel is one of those books, comic companies that people buy into more. There's been a lot more activity around Iron Man as well. Like we have like several Iron Man movies. He was in, Infinity War, and he's in Avengers. He's much more utilized within the movie franchise than Green Lantern. And now the question becomes, which is the better spec? Which is the better book? And I'm actually going to give it to DC on this one. And I'm going to give you some really good reasons for that. Even though Iron Man has been a lot more movies, a lot more popular in terms of characters, Green Lantern I do see as having the greater potential. And the reason for that is, as I said, there's a lot fewer of these on the census, about half as many, and it's 1/3 the price. So a lot of room for this to go up. Another thing is they're making a Green Lantern TV series. So if that TV series does well, this book has that potential to grow. Also, there is another Justice League movie in the works. And, Green Lantern is a Justice League character. So he's got potential to, with a new TV series and with new movies that might be coming out. Iron Man died. He's dead in the movies. It's kind of frustrating that they killed him off, but they killed him off. So, in a way, he's kind of one of those characters that is a great character, but he's kind of seen his final days. This book might fade in value just because of that, because it's probably realized most of its value already, and it doesn't have that greater potential to go up if there's going to be a new movie or new show or something. The only thing I have heard is that they're planning on making an Armor Wars series, and maybe Iron Man could play a role in that. So that is my belief between these two books. Which is the better spec? Which is the better book? I would go with Green Lantern and Showcase 22. But both of these books are very near and dear to me, so I love them both. And I'd love to hear your feedback. Which book do you think is the better spec? Which book do you think is the better book? And which battles would you like to see? Which characters would you like me to do this for? And I'll look at those characters and give you my feedback, which is the better book between DC and Marvel. And I'd love to hear your feedback. Please write those comments below and check out my other videos. I do lots of cool videos that I think you'll enjoy. So again, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.